Hey guys, so I'm just gonna throw this warning out right here, right now, so I can't be blamed for it later. If you do not like gross theories or videos about gross topics, click out of this video now. Okay, so I'm assuming that any of you guys still here is completely fine with things that would be seen as gross. Thanks. You're gonna love it. So, a new movie came out last week called Happytime Murders. If you've been to the theaters anytime in the last few months, you've probably seen the trailer for it. So, for any of you who don't know, Happytime Murders is this movie that is a murder mystery that takes place in a world where Muppets, or those sorts of puppets, and humans coexist. Now, it's kind of like a racism thing, like puppets or the Muppets are like seen as lesser than all the other people, than all humans. So like there's a little bit of prejudice there, which is like an interesting concept. But basically someone is going around killing puppets that are involved with this 1980s show, Happytime Gang. And it's up to this kind of gruff, older ex-cop who is now a private investigator and his old partner when he was a cop to like solve the murders and figure out who is killing these people. There was one part in the trailers that I know that we were all waiting to actually see on the screen, and for any of you who watched the trailers, you know it's the end part. It is where Detective Phil Phillips is having sex. He has a big ejaculation all over the place. So me, being the amazing theorist I am, came up with the idea to figure out how much semen was actually released during that time. So based on my research, I found out that the average ejaculation contains 2 to 5 milliliters of semen and lasts between 7 seconds and 10.5 seconds. Now with that information already present, all I need to figure out is how long that ejaculation lasted to figure out how much semen was spewed literally across the office. I counted. There were 2 instances. The first instance was 23 seconds. The second instance, 11 seconds. And I will now put up here the mathematical equations I did to figure out the amount of semen that is now all over that poor office. As you can see, low ball of 6.7 milliliters and a high ball of 24.3 milliliters, which, based off of what we see of the office afterwards, and we get a pretty good glimpse, it would be better to go with the high ball, or at least around there. Now, I decided to do more digging, because why not? And through listening to the movie, there's this part where Phil Phillips is on the run, and there's this police report saying, details about him. And in that police report, it said that he is 3.5 feet tall. We can figure out how much he weighs based off of his height and how much the average puppet is stuffed. Now, I figured out that the average stuffed animal is stuffed half a pound for 16 inches and a quarter of a pound for 8 inches. With this information, I was able to figure out that Phil Phillips weighs about 1.3 pounds, at least in the real world he would. Then, by converting milliliters to pounds, we can figure out that he expended literally 1/26 of his body weight all over that office. By comparison, if the average size male in America were to do the same thing, the average size male is about 195 pounds, 196, give or take. If they were to also ejaculate 1/26 of their body weight, that is 7.5 pounds. That is heavier than the average baby born. Phil Phillips has hyperspermia, which is a condition in which you expel more than 5.5 milliliters of semen anytime you ejaculate. There are several factors that can cause this. Like, it's not so much a big deal if it's just been a while, but like, Phil Phillips. It's been a long while. Even if we're going with the lowest ball possible, which we aren't, that's literally already qualifications. If we go with the high ball, you are literally about 5 times over what you would need to be. Thankfully, the only major side effect for hyperspermia is a low fertility rate, so unless he and Bubbles get real serious, shouldn't be an issue for our hero. So yeah, guys, that's my gross theory about Happytime Murders. If you haven't watched the movie and like you think you enjoy it, it's actually a pretty good movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I hate it, get out of my mind right now, 5 being it was okay, but I probably won't watch again, and 10 being oh my gosh, I am going the next day, probably a 7. It was pretty good. But yeah, so if you like this theory, don't forget to actually like it. Comment down below. Do you agree with my math? Did they actually say his weight? Because if they said his weight, then I'm going to need to recalculate the last part. And so if anyone catches what weight they actually say was, if they said it all, that'd be very helpful to me so that I can remake this theory and get even more accurate. Share this with any of your friends who are like questioning things or really like ghost science. And don't forget to subscribe, okay guys? Theories. Good theories. This is a good theory. Show me one other YouTuber who is doing a theory similar to this, and I will subscribe to them with the bell notifications on, like you should do right now. All my social media is right there. Yeah, I got it right this time. It is right there. And I think that's all I need, guys. So let's have some fun and smile, because we did not clean up that office.